The fall of the blue wall ****. The courtroom was packed. Reporters filled the gallery. Civil rights observers scribbled notes beside student activists and neighborhood elders. The tension in the air felt like an overinflated balloon, one pinprick away from chaos. At the front sat Aaliyah Monroe, back straight, eyes forward. To her left, attorney Kenya Browning, cool and composed. On the right, Javier Morales, her investigator, her friend, and now a witness to a war she never asked for but was determined to win. Across the aisle, Ray Dobkins sat alone. His usual smirk was gone. The man who once puffed out his chest behind a badge now looked diminished. His lawyer, a corporate defense hound with a reputation for aggressive cross-examinations, flipped through a binder thick with damage control. But nothing could protect Dobkins from what was coming. The trial had begun. Kenya's opening argument was methodical, direct, and devastating. Dr. Monroe was not just racially profiled, she was hunted, harassed, demeaned. And when she dared to speak out, when she stood tall against the weight of institutional racism, she was met not with justice but retaliation. She paused and let her words settle. This is not just about a bad cop. This is about a bad system that created him, protected him, and turned its back on the very people it swore to serve. Then came the witnesses. Monica Raines went first. She told the court about her time as an officer, about Terrence White, about the planted evidence, about how internal affairs buried her memo and how she was forced into early retirement for doing the right thing. Dobkins' lawyer tried to paint her as bitter, disgruntled, vengeful. Are you testifying today out of a personal vendetta? Monica leaned into the mic. My vendetta is against corruption. If that offends your client, that says more about him than it does about me. Laughter rippled through the crowd. The judge banged the gavel for order. Next came Terrence White, now a calm, thoughtful schoolteacher. I thought it was over, he said. I thought I had to move on. But seeing Aaliyah go through what I went through, that opened something I'd buried. He told the story. The fake drug charge. The fear. The way Dobkins smirked when the cuffs went on. Then the other witnesses followed. A retired bus driver pulled over for failure to signal, but searched without consent. A youth pastor accused of loitering while unlocking his own church. A college student harassed for sitting in his own parked car, waiting for his girlfriend. Each testimony was a drop of water on a stone. Together they cracked it open. Dobkins took the stand reluctantly. His lawyer walked him through his record. Commendations. Arrest. His tough-on-crime attitude. Then Kenya approached. Officer Dobkins, do you remember stopping Dr. Aaliyah Monroe on 95th Street? I do. And you claimed her plates were suspicious? Yes. Was there a crime reported involving her car? No. Any stolen vehicle reports matching her make or model? No. Then what exactly made her suspicious? Dobkins hesitated. She was evasive. She asked why she was being stopped. Is that evasive or is that a citizen knowing her rights? He fumbled for words. Kenya didn't wait. Do you remember this? She held up a printout, the dashcam footage. The part where Dobkins threatened her license, her job, her freedom. He shifted in his seat. You told a black woman, a doctor, that she was lucky to be spoken to with respect by you. Why? No answer. Were you aware of her professional background when you said that? No. Then what made you say it? Still no answer. You knew who she was the moment you saw her face. You didn't need her name. You saw a black woman in a luxury car, wearing scrubs, and that alone told you she didn't belong, didn't it? Objection. Overruled. Dobkins looked down at his lap. Kenya's voice was low now, but lethal. You saw a black woman in a position of power and it scared you. And when she refused to bow to that power, you tried to ruin her. Silence. The judge called a recess. Outside the courthouse, the crowd was electric. Protesters cheered every development. News vans parked for blocks. Activists handed out leaflets. Students passed around printed summaries of Monica's memo. The city was listening. And for the first time in years, it was no longer Dobkins' voice they believed. The closing arguments were brief. Kenya stood before the jury, unwavering. This is bigger than one traffic stop. It's about a culture of intimidation, where those with badges use their power to oppress instead of protect. You've seen the pattern. You've heard the voices. The only question that remains is, will you break the silence? Or will you be complicit in it? Dobkins' lawyer focused on technicalities. Chain of command. Gray areas and officer judgment. But the jurors weren't blind. After 5 hours of deliberation, the jury returned. The forewoman read the verdict aloud. We, the jury, find in favor of the plaintiff, Dr. Aaliyah Monroe, on all counts. The courtroom erupted. Dobkin's face turned red, then pale. Kenya leaned over and whispered, "It's done. Damages awarded, $1.2 million in compensatory and punitive damages." But the money wasn't the point. The truth was, in the days that followed, Ray Dobkins was fired from the Chicago Police Department. The department issued a public apology, admitting grave errors in oversight. COPA launched an expanded inquiry into all officers named in related complaints. Dr. Aaliyah Monroe returned to her practice, but not quietly. She launched a nonprofit for victims of profiling and police abuse, Right to Breathe. Monica Rain's name was cleared by the city. She was invited to speak at police reform forums, her voice no longer ignored. Javier Morales' report series won the Polk Award for investigative journalism. And as for Chicago, the wind still howled through its alleys. The sirens still echoed through its streets. But now there was a new sound too, a slow, powerful drumbeat of change. Aaliyah stood on the steps of City Hall weeks later, holding a microphone. The crowd in front of her spanned every neighborhood, every color, every age. "I wasn't supposed to fight back," she said. "I was supposed to take it. To be grateful I wasn't in a jail cell, or worse." She scanned the crowd. "But I did fight back. And I'm still standing. Not just for me, but for every black woman who's been silenced, harassed, or dismissed. Cheers. Let this city know, we are not afraid. We will not be quiet. And we are not going anywhere." And with that, Aaliyah Monroe turned and walked back inside. A black woman, a doctor, a survivor, a warrior. Chicago had tried to silence her. Instead she changed it. The end.